Jesus Christ, it's gonna take forever. Do some. So what I got going on here is this is a second Dom. You can only get this thin, and you can't get rid of the bid, offer, or the price column. So it is underlaid behind the OG Dom, and here is the Auction Vista, which is connected to that OG Dom. I just expanded out. So what happens is when I clear the profile, I must click on this window, press the hotkey combo, and then click back on this window, which is a lot of work. Luckily, X keys takes... Oh. Okay. So second Dom, you can't get rid of the bid or the offer or the price column. This is as thin as it gets. So the Auction Vista is attached to this Dom over here. You can expand it out from the center, which is awesome because it allows you to still scroll. See? And whatever's in there is in there. Obviously, I'm always hotkeying to align the DOMs, like such. So, yes, this profile could drift off, but now what's kind of a pain in the ass is you got to come in here, click this window, hit the hotkey combo to delete that profile, re-click this. But luckily for me, X keys takes quick work of it, so I'll press one button, and there you go. It immediately takes care of that for me. So I sent the mouse on an XY coordinate and put in some delays, and it goes and does everything I want it. So again, I'll do that one more time. Without X keys, this would be retarded. So now what I'm doing here is when we get into a micro auction zone, which really would be this range, when it just allows me to track micro ranges better. Some of you I want to tag as members of ADD here that I know are, because we're gonna go private. I'll end up tagging other people at some point. But I'm just tagging the people I know are like active members of the community. Dead are always here. Those of you I ain't never seen, well. Yeah. Well, the recenter all DOMs is on my mouse. See? So I'm already recentering everything via the mouse. But this allows me to just visualize, because when I'm tracking the micro auctions, or the micro patterns, if you will, or the micro ranges, same shit, really. This allows me to just get a visual identification of if the bell curve's heavier on one or the other. Because the market is comprised of these miniature auctions. See, there's a breakout of a curve, so now it's kind of making a new curve right here. So the question, and we're on a little sim right now, so it could roll the first deviation right here, or it could return to the mean. So, and here's the entire RTH profile. You can't see this curve right here. So she's sort of staying in balance, if you will. Obviously, the order flow right here blows ass. And we're going to just take tick drills off of this curve because I'm kind of liking it and I do want to practice with it a bit. Obviously, this is not super sexy. There's a bit of a slip right here. We should probably take a look at the actual. And structurally, this is in a fucked up spot too. Now she's kind of building a smaller curve here, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do this. Because we're no longer up there. So look for balance. Look at that. Only a 2 lots trading up here. There we go. So the thing is, the range is bigger, so to me this is kind of bottom ticking this range somewhat. But now you can see that there's a clear curve here that it is trading. And the volume is heavier on the lower side, so there's more of a push down. Everything's 400 lots in here. So it's just no different than playing a Nadro style of a trade, just on a small, very small time frame. So she's breaking this curve, We know there's another curve up here. I did delete it, but... See, it's building another slight curve off of this one. Now it could go double distribution and start to trade down. It's really tight, I don't like that. But you do have micro patterning here, and if the higher time frame does point to a move up, I wouldn't want to long it necessarily off that, but there we go. Another curve right here. So maybe I'm still long biased. Let's just say I'm still long biased. So what I would want to do is let it come under this curve. Since the point of control in this current auction is at 28.75. But the more it hits up here, the less likely I'd want to do that, honestly. We'll just reset it. It's the top of this range too. There's a range in here, so can't lose sight of the higher time frame. So see if there's a stall here, and then we can attempt it right there. Back to the mean, hopefully. Well, it's not working, so we should. There you go, a scrub. Again, just sort of a tick drill style. They're not buying, which is interesting, and they're tweaking it a bit lower. So we can attempt it one more time. There you go, back into the mean. I don't know if I can actually get it to run lower. I think we're about to get in trouble here. We'll take a 2-tick on it, a loss, because it's stalling too much. Now it's actually willing to break. There's a small curve building here, so I'd look for a pullback. This is breaking a bigger range, though. It needs to go back. It needs to definitely... See, it's not defined enough. It needs to come back in. Like so. How far can it go, though? It just completed right there. But that node's a little high right there for my liking, so I don't know if it's going to pull. It is. So it's starting to look like shit here. There's obviously a liquidity zone at 33. Now we can attempt it right here. But again, this is hypotheticals. And that stall's really fucking rotten. I don't think I'm going to get shit out of it. Now we need to pull it for a 2-tick. Again, just hypothetically trading shitty locations. So, just trying to learn this tool, like using it like this. So this 33 is sucking it back in. It's got 2 distribution curves. It's very weak here. There are slips. There's a bit of a bottom tick, but it might go into that lower curve. There's a slip up. Nobody's buying. You have a 22 lot. There we go. Now it's kind of pulling into... Ooh, I'm going to get fucking picked off right there. See? That's a point of control roll on that. This looks like it's going to go double distribution almost. Yeah, there's a double distribution. It could still go down. It's channeling downward too. This says first deviation of this move, so... There's a slight flip above us, so this might be okay for a free peak. There's your free peak. Now it could roll VPOC of... See, I'm getting slammed on. Yeah. Okay, one more test. One more test. We should get a stop run up. Come on. There's nothing there, so we need to take it for the tick. I can't get it to go. That's all gnarly, man. Again, we're more so looking at that profile. There's that run up. Shame. So I'll reset it when it breaks out of that curve. Could still go. It's slipping right here, and that's the thing. This tool is a bit distracting that I can't forget to use other techniques. You know what I mean? So it's going to take time to... And what I might do is not even keep this other curve up. I might start just deleting it instead of having 2 curves. Maybe I don't need the full RTH session on this since it's already on the Sierra chart section. Yeah, the overlap might be interesting. That's where you could get multiple time frame alignment. There's a flip right here. Don't want to be long above it. See, this is the bad spot. This is 7.2s. Top tick too. You see that? Let's take a look at what's happening though. This is a strange area. Slipping here as well. So I think there's a high probability of a break low, but these nodes will suck it in. And I would want to more so play the hands on the 31s, but that could be a fucking bottom tick of this even smaller range, so that wouldn't be so hot either. That's a lot of buying. It looks like they're going to attempt to push it up. What's good is there's these slips here, so if it does come in, it could slam the mean. But then again, we are hitting these weird pivots on the higher time frame, being the RTH session. So right here is where this slip might actually hold, that lower slip. Still kind of in this more major mean, you know what I mean? A lot of stacking in that section. Now the profile's starting to look a little goofy here. So you got these random high nodes that could start pushing it back. Like this might start holding. Yeah, see how that's holding. Look. That's excess. Slight curve right here, so we'll go ahead and just do that. See, I don't know what's happening because I can't see shit when I show you guys that crap. I've already explained it, right? You. Sorry, guys. If you guys show up and I already explained something, I'm not gonna go over it again. Thank you. Notice this fail. Let's see if it fails here. It could keep walking up. Free peak? Okay, gotta pull it. Reattempt. Gotta pull it. Could bounce there. That high note at 43 is kind of wacky. So it's gonna bang around in here like a volcano top. I'd like to see a top tick right here, 44. But I mean, we are breaking. Attempt it there. Very dangerous. See how the only 12 lot is trading? There we go. Now I should get the run through here. I should get the run through there. There's the run through there. We'll pull it. We'll go ahead and pull it. We can't get out of it. I think we're break even on this demo at this point. We lost a total of 4 ticks. We might be up a few. That's a lot of buying right in that section. Now she's not puking hard right here. You do have a mean down here on the RTH, but you got a 3-lot that traded right there. Ah, slips through here. With a 12. This is kind of suicidal attempting a long at 41 because of that mean overlay. What we gotta need to see this bullshit. So I'm looking for a rotation right here. Notice only 9 lots is bought. There you go. Looking for a puke low. Go ahead and pull it because it's not puking hard, and we'll take a tick on it. There it is, but it should have puked harder than that, and that stall was no good for me. It might be cycling this auction. So. But that was a first deviation roll on a micro curve, or the micro ranging, if you will, because this price action still matters. I just think the shaping of the profile really does aids it a lot. We'll see though. I need to practice with it. So she's clearly kind of like elongated with this tail. So we'll reset it. Now there's no defined shape at this point. See, and it's cycling down here, like the chopping is more down here, you know. So I would argue that this is the new micro range with a top tick right there, actually. But it's not willing to sell right here. That offer's weak. Yeah, see, those are weak offers. You do have a slip up here. I don't know if it's gonna shoot it. Trying to long up here is not aces because it's now the overall range is taller. Somebody's trying to drive the price back in, and somebody's willing to take it. That's a lot of manipulation. I don't know if they're gonna wash trade it or what they're doing right here. Right there, that could be a V bounce. Couldn't get into it. I don't like that being the high node. And there's all this reclaim on the left. It's just it's getting stuck here way too long, and that keeps deflecting. This needs a wash lower. There's a 16 mods. That's a lot of selling. See, now I've gotta see this. Okay. It's soft rolling. Now this is starting to act like a point of control. See how the profile's thicker here? This has got that B shape. So I feel it needs to wash a little lower. Obviously there's liquidity on 39s. Right there, that bounce up right there. This is not a good hand. FYI. Yeah, that's not a good hand. They're digging it right there. That's bad. That needs to, right as I scrub it too. Should blow out lower, but it's not a good hand. It's just not a good hand. There it is. More of a blowout.
I'm happy and grateful that I have consistently journaled and tagged my
Let's see if we get a mean revert. It's
because
barely
I am
selling.
a seven-figure trader, and that's what it took.
Could be a mean
I'm
revert.
happy and grateful that I have consistently
It's too much
journaled
stall.
and tagged
That
my
I'm
trades
trapped.
every single
I'm
trading
trapped.
day
I'm
because
trapped
I am
at that.
now
There we
a
go.
seven-figure trader, and that's what it took. I am happy and grateful that
It's
I have
still not
consistently journaled
pump. It's still
and
not
tagged
bumping,
my
man.
trades every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader, and that's what it took. I am happy and grateful that I have
Still not bumping.
consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day.
There you go.
I am now a seven-figure
That
trader,
could pull it in. Let's see how that
I am
deals with
happy
it.
and grateful that I have consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure
Gotta look for
trader.
aces or something.
I am happy and grateful that I have
So it's still mean reverting and it's walking as it mean
my
reverts
trades
slower.
every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader.
Now it's stuck between these two fucking high nodes.
Happy and grateful that I have consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader. And that's
There's a slip between them too.
happy and grateful that I have consistently journaled and
This might be
tagged my
okay.
trades every
Not a
single
high
trading
quality
day
hand.
because I am
I
now
should
a
have waited on that
seven-figure
too.
trader, and that's what it took. I am
There we go.
happy and grateful that I
Let's
have
get the puke.
consistently journaled
Come on.
and tagged my trades every single trading day
Puke them.
because I am now a seven-figure trader.
Pick
and
one.
that's what it took.
See the stall?
Happy
Take
and
one.
grateful
See the
that I
stall?
have consistently
Okay.
journaled
It's only a
and
2-lot
tagged my
demo trade.
trades every single
Too
trading
much
day because
stall.
I am
Take them.
now a seven-figure
There.
trader, and that's what it took. I am happy and grateful
But
that I
do you
have
see how that
consistently journaled
kind of
and tagged
helps
my
assist the
trades
micro
every
range?
single trading day
Now you're able to
because I
pull
am
out the
now a
high
seven-figure
nodes, and then
trader.
you can use the high nodes to kind of
I'm
help.
happy and grateful that I have consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader, and that's what it took. I am happy and grateful that I have consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a
The
seven-figure
To me, it's just sloping down.
I am happy and grateful that I have consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader and that's working. I am happy and grateful
We need to
that I
get
have
rid of these.
consistently journaled
You
and
do. You still
tagged
have that
my
slip
trades
right there.
every single trading day
You do have a
because I
bottom
am
tick,
now a
which is nice, but it's still
seven-figure trader.
pressing, man.
I am
Again, what the
happy
fuck
and
is a higher
grateful
time
that I have
frame? I
consistently
can't see
journaled
this when
and
I pull
tagged
that
my
bull. Oh, there's
trades
a
every
reclaim.
single trading day because I am
And
now
we're
a
still banging
seven-figure
out
trader.
this gap, and then we have a
I am
clear
happy
puke
and grateful
on the
that I have
low.
consistently journaled
But
and
then you got this
tagged my
void that could
trades
get
every
filled.
single trading day
Today it really
because
is
I
going
am
to
now a
be,
seven-figure trader.
in a lot of ways. Look at all these
I am
prior
happy and
slips.
grateful that I have consistently
Um,
journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now
slight
a seven-figure trader.
distribution, and
I am
banging out
happy
that other
and
slip.
grateful that I have consistently journaled
Yeah, this
and
is demo
tagged my
because
trades
I'm
every single
trying out
trading
this
day
this
because
new
I am
method
now a
of
seven-figure trader.
using a second profile.
I am happy and grateful that I have
I'm gonna make a
consistently
fucking
journaled
overlay
and
screen that
tagged
says
my
this is a
trades
demo.
every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader and that's working. I am
The
happy
huge.
and
Now you got the
grateful that I
reclaim.
have
So I'm looking
consistently
for maybe a
journaled
first deviation
and
roll
tagged my
right
trades
here.
every single
This
trading
is
day
this could
because
be a
I am now
slight
a
a really
seven-figure
good hand
trader.
if it rolls right
I am
there
happy and grateful that I have consistently
and
journaled
it hits the
and
reclaim.
tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader.
But it's not willing
I
to.
am happy and grateful that I have
See, I could
consistently
get washed on
journaled
it
and
hard.
tagged my trades every single trading day
We'll
because I
take
am
that
now
little
a
loss
seven-figure trader and that's working.
because it's
I am
obviously
happy
going in
and
there.
grateful that I have consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day
Not the
because I
best
am now
hand
a
trying to play
seven-figure
those. They're
trader.
good. They have high RR on
I am
them, but
happy and
it's
grateful that I have
no good
consistently
now.
journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader.
So
I am
return to
happy
value.
and grateful
It
that I
could
have consistently
VPOC roll,
journaled
but
and
no, it's
tagged
not.
my trades
They're
every
fucking
single
sweeping
trading
it.
day because I am now a seven-figure trader. I am happy and grateful that I have consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a
Again, just doing
seven-figure trader.
essentially tick drills with this new
I am
method.
happy and
It's
grateful
not
that
really
I have
that new.
consistently
It's just
journaled
visually
and
aids
tagged my
other
trades
shit.
every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader. I am happy and grateful that I have consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single
They're
trading day
slipping right
because
here.
I am now a seven-figure trader. I am happy and
That
grateful
other
that I have
slip didn't go, so if it
consistently
hits that other
journaled
slip,
and
there's a high
tagged my
probability
trades
of it
every
actually
single
going.
trading day because I am now a seven-figure
But
trader.
this is cycling up, so this
I
is
am
not
happy and
worth
grateful that I
fading
have
at this point.
consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader.
This curve, it really needs to break out of this upper curve too.
Journaled
Like,
and
I
tagged my
wouldn't want to
trades
fucking
every
long
single
that.
trading day
It's too
because I am now a
textbook looking,
seven-figure trader.
you know.
I am happy and grateful that I have
There's a
consistently
there.
journaled
Yeah,
and
it's
tagged
kind
my
of weak
trades
right there.
every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader.
This isn't a top tick either, but there's some old liquidity there
I
that's
have
trapping it.
consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader. I am happy and grateful that I have consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader. I am happy and grateful that I have
The
consistently
staying on
journaled
top of
and
first
tagged
deviation,
my
which is
trades every
usually a
single
sign
trading
of a
day
push out,
because
but
I am now a seven-figure trader.
I don't like this other curve and the point of control
I have
being right there.
consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because
Now,
I am
this
now
might
a
need a bottom tick,
seven-figure
and if it
trader.
hits the bottom tick, it could puke it, but I don't know how to get into
I
something
have
like this.
consistently journaled and tagged
Look
my
at that. Let's
trades
see if they
every
can
single
tap
trading
it
day
there. This is
because I am now
very
a
poor
seven-figure
high.
trader.
That's it.
I am happy and grateful that
There
I
they
have
go.
consistently journaled and tagged my trades
Slight
every single
slipping
trading day
right up there. Let's see if they can
because I
buy
am
it.
now a seven-figure
They
trader.
can. So
I
There might be a sustained push, and we have slips above us. We'll try to take advantage of the slip above. It's not gonna work. I might get fucked here. That's not an 8, by the way. Yeah, I'm gonna get fucked. That's not an 8. Yeah, we're fucked. There's a first deviation roll here. This is not an ace. That was a really stupid play. Let's flat it. Back to the mean. Again, demo trades, trying to use this profile. Should have cut that earlier. Oh well. That reclaim on the bottom might actually play out. But trying to get out of this curve is going to be a problem. Trying to get out of that curve is going to be a problem. It doesn't help that they're baiting it. There we go. God damn. Trying to hit this reclaim low. That stall's too fucking gnarly. Other methods need to be used on that stall. And somebody's like wash trading or some bullshit. There's too much bullshit happening with the bid offer. I hate being involved in that shit, so we'll wait. I don't know what the fuck they're doing here. Now they're not willing to buy it for shit. Let's see if they can hit it. See how there's zero buying here? I could get fucked right here, actually. Because there's a flip zone right there. I should have never done that either. Okay, here we go. But this flip's still above me, so that's not good. I'm still might get fucked. Let's see if it... Nah, man, they ain't gonna fucking give it up. Dang. It's so tight in this motherfucker. It's too tight. There's your slips above, but... And then you got a slight... Let's see how bad it gets stuck right there. That's good, but then it could still cycle. It could still cycle up. This really tight bullshit is hard to deal with. Now you got this higher node up here. Here's a slips above. Now they're digging into this zone. It's got to go immediately. See how it's not going immediately? I could get fucked here. Let's see. Now it's looking good, but... There. Fuck. Not good. Not good. Could rotate back up. This means so fat. I don't know. It almost looks like it wants to break out, but doubled up on that. Yeah. Okay. Just very, just no volatility either. Oops, I did not mean to reset that. That was a mistake. That's a lot of selling. Back in this zone, so there's a high probability of an actual push down, but I don't know how to fucking get into it because this micro chop is weird. I'd like it to go back up above it. That was a little too impulsive. A little too impulsive, and they're not and I should scrub it, but I'm fucking choking. A little too impulsive. Let's see if they can press it. There's another run down here. There's a run. Come on. They're just need to peak this 38. Come on. I'm fucked. If it holds right here, I'm fucked. Guess what it's doing? There we go. This profile looks like shit. I think this might have rolled near the point of control on that other one. I wish I didn't reset it. So that's a lot of buying. This node's gonna be weird with that 596. What the fuck is going on over here? Oh, we're right in the middle of a 3-year. That's why it's so choppy here. That makes sense. Again, just tick drilling this bullshit. It's all wound up right here. The fact of the matter is it's not selling through these 42s, and it got so tight on these 42s. It's just really pointing to a move up. But then again, we're in the middle of the highest time frame possible. There could just be a shitload more chop. It's starting to slip in this region ever so slightly. Now here's your high node. Let's see if this high node right here starts to hold up. It's not. This could grab it right here on 41. Look how heavy the flow is right here. See, the tape is increasing. If this doesn't back up too much, which it's still backing up ever so slightly, there it was. I fucking was a little, I should have fucking, I wanted to hit it as it was going. I'm probably gonna get fucked here. Damn it, I'm gonna get fucked. Bad, yeah. Again, it's a tick drill, it doesn't matter. Just trying to nab it as it did that, but then it reclaimed in. So again, just tick drill, trying to use this bullshit in an overly aggressive manner. This region on this higher time frame is bad. Reason being is this. We're right the fuck. We're right the fuck in the middle of this area. I would not want to actually take legitimate setups off of something of that nature. We're just trying to practice with this fucking profile here. Like this bullshit. That was just, and that was not a good hand, man. That was an overly aggressive press onto that, and then the fact that it reclaimed that hard, you know. So she keeps going down and then coming back up. This is obviously walking up. There is a higher probability of a push up, especially after that flush. This is where I'd probably reset it. And the volatility is also pretty horrific as well, so. Well, now she wants a probe lower. There you go. There is a range up here. Let's see how that is looking. It still has this more major pivot. It could hit that reclaim. So this does not look like it's bottom ticking. Watch it very carefully right here. Get a free peak. Too much stall. There's the free peak, but it's stalling way too much. I'm probably going to get whacked on this one. Yeah, I'm going to get fucked. Let's see if we can get... Ah, yeah, we're fucked. Trying to hit that reclaim low, man. Which I can't see on this 3-second chart. I can't see my Sierra charts as well, so I don't know how far that reclaim goes. It just completed right there. Too much slipping right here. There's slipping on the lower end. Let's see if it can hit that slip lower. There's a slip lower. Got to get out of that for a tick. It's just too much. How far does that reclaim go? Oh, it's already done, so it already hit target. Which it sucks because I can't see when we do this. Obviously getting beat. Let's see if she holds right here. Okay, there's a slight slip above. Let it come down a little bit. There's a slip below too. There's a slip below. Now there's a slight slip above. It's not willing to hit it just yet. Fuck. That's a bit of a chase. That was a chase. There's too much reloading right there. Gonna get fucked on it. So there's a flip below still. This could stop run on 34s. I know that for a fact. Obviously, there's too much slip on the upside, though. This is too risky. Like, trying to short something like this is way too fucking risky. See how they keep pressing it? It's almost like it's rolling at this point. See if there's a deflect there. And try to get that move up, but that was very difficult. Nice soft roll, too. A lot of stall here. This could be a new range, so it could potentially top tick, right? This section. There's your top tick, but I would say this is a good hand for a short, but not the best hand. Now it's stalling, so I'm gonna get probably fucked. Yeah, I'm not doing so hot here. Yeah, just take the L on it. There we go. Oh, well, that's why. It's fucking rolling this range. Okay. Well, shit! Reset this fucking profile. I mean, this shit ain't fucking bulletproof, that's for sure. Back to this mean, it seems. And I am focusing way too much on that as well. That's also an issue, is like I'm not able to process this other information. That is a reclaim back up. Being overly aggressive too and not hitting good areas. But again, we're just trying to fucking learn how to incorporate this. Not even a good place to put a complete, honestly. Starting to wind. Let's look at some context, though. It's all over this fucking VWAP, and we're still in here. Really, the best plays would be hitting the very outer edges of this overall broader range. Like, trying to trade in here is just suicidal. I'm still gonna do it, just to attempt to use these. There's virtually no volatility, which definitely makes it a lot more difficult as well. Falling in such a wild, weird area. No bottom ticks, no top ticks on it. Kind of a VPOC roll, ever so slightly, from the RTH session at least. There's a potential bottom tick, but it's embedding here, which is not good. Could roll right here. If not, let's see it stall. See, you can't even get fucking filled in this environment. There's also a lack of edge because of that. Look, I mean, fucking 3 lots. Come on, man. Like, there's no volume here. It's stuck in a 2-tick fucking range. I mean, shit, for that long. So I mean, the thing is, it's just like it's moving on no volume, essentially. They could roll this point of control. It is mean reverting. I mean, I could see it. If it can bang through here, it could bang through the upper one as well. I mean, this would not be a good hand. Let it come back in. Let it come back down. Come back down. There's no fucking volume. There it is. Let it think. Now I could start to want to trade that 38. Right here. That's a bit of a chase. Of course it slams. There's no volume here either, so like I try to assist it back in there, but I did chase it by a tick, and that really drastically changed the hand. So that's not good. And there's no volume as well, which is really bad. This is gonna get whacked. Most likely. And look how much mids are coming in. That was not a good idea whatsoever. We'll take the L. Just let it fucking hit. Come on, hit. There we go. Well, we're doing pretty fucking shit. I wanted to hit it right there, but there was no volume, so I kind of FOMO'd it. And then it obviously stalled hard. It's kind of banking on like poor highs right there, and then a blowout. A bit of a bottom tick on this range. I don't know what the fuck it's doing. Let's look at this chart. What's that pivot low at? $33.75s. All right, let's reset this and just see if we can get a... I'm wondering if this tool doesn't work very well in low volatility. Like leveraging it like that, I'm wondering if it's one of those types of tools that does not work very well in low volatility. Kind of like completes don't work very well in high volatility. Nah, because I was looking at it this morning and I did fine this morning. It's just, it gets stuck too, when it makes a curve and it makes it quicker, dude, it's better. You just have the momentum to leverage it a lot better. It's just, I mean, volatility is just, you need across the board. This is obviously V'd out. Let's see if it can pull back in. It also sort of hit that area as well. I mean, I do not perform in low volatility for shit, so I don't perform very good in low volatility environments, period, so. Let's see it puke. Now if you could pull down a little bit and just flush this ever so slightly and get a slight bottom tick here, that'd be great. But I mean, it's too much stall everywhere across the board. Like the highest time frame is where, and now somebody's manipulating here again. The way they're pumping them bids and shit. Now you have a nice little curve here. But that's the thing, when it makes these micro curves and higher volatility, it's smoother and it's more forgiving and it's easier to break even. Like, you have low volume, so you get trapped. You can't get filled and you get trapped. So that's definitely an issue. Obviously, she's staying on top of that curve. Top tick, back into the curve. Yeah, there's no rhythm in low vol. Now look for the bottom tick right here. Obviously, there's fucking shitting all over. There's a reclaim above. This could be attempted. But she's not giving up. See how it just stalls like that really hard? And then now it's pressing, so it's probably gonna puke. Let's see. It pressed right the fuck there. It's not giving, and then I'm fucked. And then I'm fucked, man. Look how it gets trapped in a 3-tick fucking range like that for that long. It's too easy to get absolute. There's your bottom tick on the higher time frame, actually, which is good, but I'm not in an optimal position at this point. Like, I would want to readjust it, and then it's getting stuck here. Now, if it hits that 35.50 and rolls, that's a big problem, which I don't even think I'm gonna get that. Nah, we're gonna get fucked again. See, and now it's getting stuck here, so it's probably going to press into that stop. It's just like low volatility. Low volume is just, for me, is really, there you go. That stall was disgusting, too. So, we're obviously having major fucking issues. Oh yeah, and this slip, I forgot that was there. See, I'm paying too much attention to this bullshit. That I should have understood that was there. It was gonna run. Well, solely that's why we're on fucking demo. We can see when it works well, it doesn't, right? That's exactly why we're practicing. That's it. that fucking slip zone, man. And that's the problem, is when there's a new tool up, you start ignoring everything else. You know what I mean? That's a solid bottom tick, but like, how do you time it on the upper end? Here's a high node here. And then now you have the slip on both sides, but these slips are kind of old. Okay, it's willing to slip up. Let's see if it... They're willing to slip it up, but let it puke a little bit. I want to see a slight... Because it could blow up right here. But I'm a little late to the party now. See that it's no longer a hand. See if it sucks back into that. It's like, in this environment, I've got to get it right on the exact fucking tick. But you don't have volume to fill it. Into that curve, that upper curve, but it needs to pull back. It's slipping here. It might actually... There's no opening. That 37.25 is taking, and there's a complete right there. I need it to pull down ever a little more. Like, hitting here is not a good idea because it's high noded. But now it's top ticking, so if it does go through here, now it actually has a chance of a washout. Do you watch? This is why, like, getting right on that area is a bad idea. There's a reclaim here too. It could... None of this is optimal. None of that is optimal. See, now, like, if I'm looking for a long here, it's not the same hand because it just did this bullshit up here. So it's not even the same fucking hand. You're not even getting a fucking solid pullback. You got this fucking pullback, but that was sort of the bottom tick. That was the bottom tick, realistically. And it's just like the lack of volatility makes it excruciatingly difficult to get in. I mean, when you're getting 4-tick pivot ranges like that, that's when I know there's no edge, for me at least. I'd like to learn how to trade it. I mean, look how fucked this is. It gets stuck in these very tight, overly... Because there's virtually no volatility. There you go. Now it's starting to flush this lower profile. I mean, it got caught there. There's your bottom tick. The opportunity, really, I would have needed to take it there, but it flushed it a little too hard. It just completed there, and now it's starting to go back into that profile. Let's see if the range is walking down. It is. The range is walking down. It might actually start filling this. So there's a high probability of that over chopping, and then, you know. Not having access to higher time frames does hurt. But anyways, there she goes. So, like, it's probably going to fill that bullshit in. As such, but it's so low volume. We'll do a reset. and now like you're in the middle of this lower range. This is not optimal in this spot. Let's see what it does here. That was actually interesting. Can it pull down ever so slightly? That's a lot of fucking probing. There they go, pumping the fucking limits again on both sides. It's almost like somebody's wash trading here or something. That it's just like, and that type of bullshit on the, like, I generally don't like to be involved with that. And you see that type of shit in low volatility, low volume environments too. Yeah, when they do that, they're fucking wash trading. They're creating artificial volume, which triggers algos. So this is another range right here. I think we're at the top of another micro range. Yeah. The problem is it could start chopping up here. I don't think it's necessarily going to get a clean break. In order to really hit a pair of aces, it would need to like do something completely different. I don't even see
sometimes looks
shitty hands I want to play. Because like it's turning in such a fucked up way.
Every turf war would result in a
Like,
massive-
look how small and shitty these curves
What
are.
happens
Like when we
when
first
women
started doing
take on?
this,
Let's look
the
at some of
curves
the
were
most
like a
dangerous
lot
female
better,
narcos.
and it was
She
easier.
hated school, and she never wanted to pursue a. Within months, she climbed up.
So the
hearts
best thing to
of
do is
young,
just
pretty
sit.
women soldiers who used their beauty. In October 2017, Mexican police were executing a warrant at a home when they were ambushed by La Katrina squad. It was a massacre. After they killed 13 officers and injured many others, the squad set 2 police cars on fire. The message was clear. They wanted war with the police, and La Katrina felt invincible. But the officers heard her voice when she was giving orders to kill. Then they knew she was responsible for the attack, and they knew they had to get to her. On January 10, 2020, the National Guard received a tip about La Katrina's location. They didn't waste any time. The officers surrounded the squad's safe house, and a violent shootout ensued. Except this time, it was the squad that took the hit.
Tranquila, mija, ya viene el helicóptero por ti. Ya viene el helicóptero. Tranquila, hija, tranquila. Vas a estar bien.
But La Katrina had been shot in the jugular. She was taken to the helicopter while all her men were put down on their knees and cuffed. But age 21, Maria Lopez died inside the helicopter after she lost a lot of blood.
Yeah, how I hit that 40? That's like a point of control roll.
This is Sandra Avila Beltran.
Now it could start
Who led a
filling
life
between
full
the
of
two
crime,
high nodes.
But her husbands were ex-police commanders turned traitor.
Which is exactly what I was doing. If you can read every fucking retail order that comes in, then the volume is too low. It causes it's just too easy to get trapped, man. Obviously it's picking up, but see, and there it went from a double distribution and now it's one curve. I mean, that's a great example of $40 lots per second. Ain't shit, man. See, and here's a issue. I like that because it's a bottom tip. Well, there it goes. I'm gonna get washed on again. Just let it hit. Doesn't matter. Of course, it grabs that. It had a bottom tick. Was looking for it to go. It's also eating at the same time. So. This is not fucking tradable, man. You're out of your fucking mind. Oh, I walked away. Take a look at the higher time frame. Hell, even the higher time frame profile looks like fucking dog shit. The RTH profile looks like a big pile of shit. You do have a mean right here. It could roll. Of course, there's a reclaim above. That's where you pull it. It's hitting this reclaim. Bottom tick. Too much. There's a reclaim here though. It's a little too volatile on low volume. Watch it. It's gonna probably puke right here. No. You have a liquidity zone here. Bit of a reclaim up right there. Oops. Here's that reclaim getting filled on the low side. Still needs, well, and a bottom tick too, which is interesting. It's bottom heavy here. Fucking caught it. There we go. Volatility good. Obviously the stall bad. Slipping right here, gotta get out of it. There we go. See, that's why volatility is good. It's more forgiving. Not when it's stuck in that bullshit. Fucking. That could be a V bottom. Let's wait for it to suck up. It's not. It's a continuation. Let it come back. Reclaim here. That could be a V. It could roll. Heavy stall. And it needs to go. Free peak. And we're out. That's, see, volatility is amazing. Way more forgiving. It's getting stuck in a very weird spot. Huge buying on the tape. Reclaim here. Point of control roll, probably. Watch. Reclaim here. With a puke into that other reclaim. That was not a good play. I'm going to get dunked on here. Most likely. It's got to be pulled. Flips right here. We want to see it get stuck right there. There's a potential stop here. Nope. One against the fucking reclaim. Gonna get fucked up again. Yeah, that was kind of stupid. A bunch of slips on the bottom. Come on. There we go. I'm getting whacked. Should never have faded those slips. What is going on? We shot back on the gap.
I am happy and grateful that I have consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader, and that's what it took. I am happy and grateful that I have consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader, and that's what it took. I am happy and grateful that I have consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader, and that's what it took. I am happy and grateful that I have consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader, and that's what it took. I am happy and grateful that I have consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader, and that's what it took. I am happy and
Fuck,
grateful
man.
that I have
It's still like
consistently
kind of
journaled and
overly
tagged
choppy,
my
like
trades every
low
single
volatility,
trading day
except for the bid
because
offers
I am
kind
now
of.
a seven-figure
Look how it's
trader,
all
and that's
retail
what it
too.
took.
There's no
I am
mids hitting.
happy and
The moment a
grateful
mid
that I have
hits, it just
consistently
pushes it so
journaled
hard.
and tagged my trades every
Like
single trading day
it's either is
because I am now a
okay. They're finding
seven-figure trader,
a
and
place where
that's
they
what
can
it
hit
took.
it.
I am happy and grateful that I have consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader, and that's what it took. I am happy and grateful that I have consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader, and that's what it took. I am happy and grateful that I have consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader, and that's what it took. I am happy and grateful that I have consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader, and that's what it took. I am happy and grateful that I have consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader, and that's what it took. I am happy and grateful that I have consistently
It's
journaled
moving
and
so much on
tagged my
retail.
trades every single trading day because I am
When
now a
these
seven-figure trader.
mids are hitting, it kind of jerks 3 to 4 ticks, and that
Grateful that I have
is also a
consistently
very hard
journaled
environment to
and
trade.
tagged my trades every single trading day because
It's
I am
nothing
now a
but retail.
seven-figure trader, and that's what it took.
I mean, it's really
I am
not retail.
happy
It's
and
bigger
grateful
guys
that I
cutting their
have
shit up.
consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader, and that's what it took. I am happy and grateful that I have consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a seven-figure trader, and that's what it took. I am happy and grateful that I have consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now
It's putting in a fuckload of reclaims. Makes it extra difficult. That was stupid. Might get it. Top tip. Good little hit there on 7. Of course, it's gonna come back in. Reclaim. Wait. Where's your reclaim? That's what I was looking for, was that. But kind of reset. Too much reclaim on the bottom. Damn, man. Can't get it for shit. Fuck. I need to see a washout. Look at that stall. That's a puke. Damn, missed it. That missed that goddamn puke. Part of it. Look at this channel, man. That channel needs to let go. Just top ticked up there. That's bad. Ah, man. It's being on the right side, which is great, but... Oh, double distribution right here. Right here, this is where it'll chop a bit. So... Let's see if it can come back. Right here, come through on this section. Come on. Slipping up top. Come through low, there. Come through lower. There's your slip up. Think I got it. God damn. Yo, fuck no, look at that. Yeah, dude. Fuck no, dude. Puke harder. Come on. All that is stop run. Come on, puke harder. Come on. There's a slip above. Could try it again. It's riskier though. It's a lot riskier. Yeah. Look at that stall. I'm fucked. Oh, only a 3-lot complete. Oh, there's the slip. Hit 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 the slip. Fuck, man. They will not give it up for shit. God damn. Yeah, I can't get into that bullshit. That was too difficult. Fat reclaim up above. I missed the reclaim. I was too busy fucking flipping the chart screen there. There's no, the hands aren't good at this point. There's no good hands. There's no way I'm gonna get that. I need a washout low. This is struggling too much on the upside that it almost needs a wash lower. God damn, the slips here are brutal. They're all brutal right here. There's a flip here, but I don't. I think it's a little late at this point. think I'm gonna get fucked on this. I hate chasing top sides. Ah, it's taking too long. That's too much. Too much. That's good. That was a good little fucking bottom tick. Nope, she's gonna fucking... Ah, she's gonna rail down, isn't she? Yeah, I hate top sides. Look at the stall right on my entry. If it can press here, I'm good. And they can't, because they're fucking reloading. God damn, I'm fucked right there. I waited too long to pull that. Waited way too long to pull that. Waited way too long to pull that. Nah, man, this thing's about to rotate down hard. Yep. Waited way too long to pull that. It doesn't matter if this works or not, because this keeps hitting up and it keeps getting stuck. God, dude, the way... Yeah, look at that bullshit. They're gonna fucking puke it lower. Probably could chase something like that, but I ain't gonna do that bullshit. Wow, look at that. And through the slip. Bottom tick here, but... Man, fuck no, dude. This is way too violent. Here's a slip on the low. So it can't even get filled, and by the time it comes back, it's too late. What's good is all that is stop runs on the upside. It's just kind of like skating around way too much, man. It's just like the way it's floating through all of this is kind of like... It's just because it's starting to get all stuck again, but then it hits pockets of where the bid offer pulls, like that. Let's see what the fuck we have here. Even though it's volatile, it's still not... It's not quality volatility or volume. It's still getting stuck in really tight areas. Of course, they hit the reclaim. Could be a nice pullback for a continuation. Honestly, that was a really solid puke. Let's see it pull back down now. Do the slip. Too much reclaim right here. There's a slight... That's the problem, is trying to get into that is not easy. Yeah, I'm gonna get fucking whacked again. That was not a good play. This is not a good play. Notice how they're not willing to buy. This is really bad. Horrific performance on my end of the spectrum. 'Cause it's still getting stuck in these like almost 4-tick ranges, but it's just starting like, but then it just hits these nasty stop runs. It's not even stop runs, it's just the limits being pulled aggressively. Yeah, this method of trying to reach shit is not very solid. Not right now, at least. Well, this is still bad volume. I know it's moving, but it's still bad volume. Because it's when it moves on mostly retail, and when bigger lots like this come in and it jerks like that, that's not solid. It's just the bid offers are too skittish. And it's very, like, this is another type of environment that's really hard to trade. And honestly, when it just I don't know, it's a fucking harder, this type of, the way the volume's coming in is not, because see, it's all retail and then like just one 20 lot hit, a 25 lot. Well, they're obviously finding a place that's solid. Then that 21 lot hit and then it dumped in 3 fucking ticks. Obviously the mids are figuring out they can press a couple of mids in here and it doesn't move. But see how it's floating on 4 ticks still? This is like the same type of price action when it was more dead, like an hour ago or 30 minutes ago. It's getting in this overly, like, this isn't, yes, we have volatility, but when it starts to get jammed and float 4 ticks like that forever, it's still just as challenging. It's just a faster version of the bullshit that was happening a moment ago. Also, structurally, this is all in a bad area at this point. I mean, the best thing to do is this needs to come out. This profile looks like dog shit. Like, even this profile isn't building all that great. It's just like it's moving no problem and it's barely putting shit in. Structurally, also this is a really bad spot. Look how, like, you don't, like, getting in right here is not a good idea. God knows what's happening at 15. It's like the volume on the open is more solid. There's more of this stiff feel to it. Whereas, like, this is just this floaty shit, and it gets stuck, and then it stops really hard. It's overly choppy. See, again, stuck in these 4-tick ranges, like all that solid, and there you go, how it just collapses on nothing. 30 lot, 32 lot. And it's not like a solid fucking I mean, look at that bullshit. It's not even building a good curve over here. Just like floating and do everything. And then you get all these reclaims. It's at 30. It's at 720 now. So bad. Disgusting. This is why I've been trading. This is like kind of why I like the morning a lot better. It's just a cleaner price action, cleaner volume. Just like, yeah, the power hour, sure, but this is not quality. And then we're over chopping too. At this point, yeah, the first initial attempts were great, but like now it's over chopped this area, so that's not good. Like there's nothing here. It needs to come out. This tool isn't working very good right now either. You're not getting anything. Like notice how it's like it doesn't even look like a bell curve, and look how much movement there is. Barely anything's fucking trading, but it's moving. Like there's no fucking. The limits are so thin. Like the block being not broken for me. Now you got a nice little curve right here. Let's see if we can pull back. But there's a bit of a reclaim here. See? And it double bottomed. Kind of going double distribution, which is interesting. That might be able to be taken advantage of. Nah, she's over pressing. You have a good reclaim up there, but they could get stuck here and puke. That's the problem. There's the puke. But at least we know there's a reclaim up there. I wouldn't want it to hit it right now, which it probably will. See it just hit it. But I don't, this isn't high quality entry location. We're still in, like we're in a bad area on the micro chop, and we're in a bad area on the, all this. We're just smack dab in the middle of this motherfucker. Like this is not going to be quality. So that's your pivots, man. This is hypothetically the worst spot currently. Still not doing a good curve either. Like on the, and that's the thing, the way it floats, and it doesn't make these good looking curves, whereas on the open it was creating these beautiful curves relatively quickly. Like this is just floating the fuck every which way, which is just makes it a lot harder. I mean, for fuck's sakes, ain't nothing barely trading right there on that 1050. obviously she's puking. So I do believe there's more of a downside move, but I wouldn't want to catch it. There's a potential rotation down for a continuation. But again, it's floating. Check. Well, I don't know how long it's been for, so. See that, dude, and when it gets like this, see how you have the chop up here, and then you have the chop down here, and then what's gonna probably happen is it's gonna fill it in between. But like, oh yeah, the problem is actually trying to take advantage of that. Like, it could fill it. That was stupid. That was like a dumb shot just to fucking be like, oh, I can feel it. Yeah, I'm gonna get whacked on it. There's no A's here, by the way. But like, generally when it starts to micro chop like that, just above this, it tends to fill it. But then again, you don't know. It could go either way really quickly. I don't like changing this fucking environment. What I was trying to speak of though is this needs to pull down here for like any sort of A hand, or it needs to hit up here. Everything in that near this red line is statistically. How come you're trying out something new? Because I want to try something new. Because I have a theory and I want to see if it fucking works. And it worked well this morning, but it's not working good now. So it's not like it's anything new. It just helps me keep track of shit a little better. So I'm just gonna drill it and just figure out where the fucking when it doesn't work and when it works. I already made my money this morning, so like, I'm not fucking, and this is a really bad fucking environment, so I'm not interested in it. And I want to fucking drill this shit, figure out how well it works. Well, what I'm saying is like, I mean, I care about money. I gotta make a living, but I wanna keep track of this bullshit. This is interesting. I'm trying to keep track of my micro fucking structures better. And I feel with a volume profile, and I've already explained this like 5 fucking times now. Is if I can get a visual representation of a micro profile, in theory it should help assist with micro chop. But when does it not work well? It's clearly this type of environment. They'll physically a parable fucking area. Oh, okay, well, fuck, 'cause I don't see the higher time frame now that I know we've hit up there. That's interesting. So it never bottom ticked? It never bottom ticked though, so hypothetically this is the range. This is where an A hand might be in play. And it fucking just, but the thing is now I'm fucking digging around with this chart trying to get it bigger that I'm gonna probably miss any narrow window there is. Now there is a lot of reclaim above. That's a fucking fact. When it's overly fucking choppy like this, just hitting the outer edges is the best. It's obviously still skating here and it's not giving me what I would like. What happened was it fucking puked and now it's resuming to that tempo that we had. That shitty fucking tempo before the puke. There's a bottom tick right here on this micro range, so it has a chance of pressing up here. You have a top tick there too, but it does need to press higher in my opinion. Like it needs to blow this fucking 1850 out. The potential of like an A hand, but it doesn't. Because I need it to kind of sync up just right. You have all that reclaim there. This to me seems like this could be an attempt short, but I don't like that reclaim on the back end. And it's stalling a lot. There's the reclaim. See? There's a good reclaim right there. Which it instantly took it. Reclaim right here. Right there, that's, I want to pay attention to this, but I don't want to fade it because this is how the mids are hitting. There's a reclaim here. This is gonna be very fucking hard to get into. Good pull. Fucking gonna be hard as fuck, man. It could go against me because there's a range above. Yeah. God, it's so difficult. Fucking I hate fighting in this environment. Because you can't get, by the time you want it, it's too late. God damn. And then it's so hard to get a break even. See how it's like it's not printing back 4 lots? You see that? That's shitty volume, man. I fucking hate this fucking environment. We're obviously gonna get whacked hard on this motherfucker. Yeah, see. It's not on deck. Well, that was an actual attempt. Oh, through the reclaim, too. So, it's still a terrible environment to be trading. I know it's moving, but man, dude. Like you still are getting crapped because the volume is still kind of bad. I don't know what he's doing. Like I did not enjoy this. Yeah, sure it's moving, but man, it's still bad volume. Clearly it's blown out on the up end. Do the reclaim on the upside. Like I don't know, like there's nothing at this point. Has all that reclaim too. I don't know what it's doing up here. Like the problem with this is you can try to get out of the fucking trade, and if it's not tagging you like almost immediately, you just run into the problem where it'll go against you so fucking quick. Typically, like running a flat key is just better in this fucking environment. Complete fucking reclaim. Like I wouldn't fucking hit that shit. That's kind of overdid it there. That yellow zone is kind of major where it's at. What price is that? Even 34s. And still, this fucking profile is not at all looking good. Like, it's still skating hard through it. Like, it's not solid. Like, all this bullshit. Probably should be tracking flips. That's probably like really realistically, that's probably what I need to not be ignoring those. I don't, this gap looks like it might be on deck. I don't fucking know. There's too much confusion at this point. There's like no A's. Looks like she's gunning that fucking reclaim on the low side. Problem is there's like no quality pullback. And then you have another fucking reclaim right here, so like there's a slip in this section. There's a top tick. This actually could be okay. Now she's pressing the top tick, and it could hit that reclaim up. Well, we can get into that. And it already goes too fast, and then if you try to break it here, you have a fucking reclaim back up. And you don't want that on the fucking backside. It's like if it fucking fails right here, which it kind of is, like, there's the reclaim up. Obviously it ain't gonna do it because I took it, but yeah, there you go. And then it instantly fucking, and look, you can't get the fuck out of the trade. There you go. That's what sucks about this fucking environment. Now you have a reclaim low. But you have this other reclaim up here, so it could slip both goddamn fucking directions. Now you have one up here, so that one gets filled, and now you have one right the fuck here, so if, like, watch, it'll fucking most likely hit it. But that's the thing, the risk to reward is not there for that kind of bullshit. To be trying to pick up those small ones like that. Too much risk in this environment. When it, like, it's overdoing these reclaims, it just has a look, then it hits that reclaim, and now there's one to the lows. Right the fuck here, there's a little one to the lows. Right there. But it's so small, all you're gonna get is a tick out of it. There we go. But then it comes right the fuck back, and then it's gotta be pulled. Look, see your trap. See, I placed that before. There we go. Look, you can't. Nope. And then it goes so wrong so quick. Watch it go so wrong so quick. Look, there you go. But still, it just. Like, I placed that trade, and as soon as I clicked it, it shot up 3 fucking ticks. 2 to 3 ticks, real quick. Like, this environment is horrific. And then you got more reclaims up top. You got a bigger one up there. Well, what's probably going to happen is it's not going to take it. It's going to top tick right there. And then it's going to fucking suck back in, most likely. Because it's cycling down. It's got these poor fucking lows. Now it has a chance of actually taking it, but you can't get into the motherfucker. Now you got to reclaim back low, but then what it could do is it could get stuck here. There's an incomplete, and then it's second legs. Yeah, there's a fucking second leg. There's a second leg. And then you hit the bigger reclaim up top. Now you have another one down there, but as it's pressing, it put one right here. So what it needs to do is it needs to pull up to that fucking 27, which it just fucking did. But now it has another one right here, and press it up right there. There you fucking go. There's a taller one there. Now you can hit it low, but it's stalling too much. You're gonna get fucked. Look at that stall. Look at that fucking stall. Now it's lurching, but the reclaim right low. Yep, that was the exit, and I missed it. Let's see here. Too much buying too. Too much reclaim on the top end. Now I'm fucked. See, I had 2 tries to get out of it. There's a 3rd try. What? Sometimes you don't even get that. So now this is like, it has chop up here, chop down here, now it's middle chopping. So what I would wait for this to do is pop up 32s and then potentially roll in. I mean, you could take advantage of these little reclaims, but I think it's terrible. Like, I don't think. See, there's your top tick, and then there's a reclaim low, but see how it's not taking that reclaim low, so it's most likely going to second leg. But then again, I am fading a fucking top tick, so that's bad. Like, this is a coin flip of a fucking entry. Let's see if it's second legs. Nah, it hits the reclaim instead of the second leg. There could be the second leg. There's the second leg, but it's not even a good leg. That's not even a fucking. That's gonna come right the fuck back. A hot shove down, reclaim up. This is like, just chopping this midsection. There's obviously something going on with the profile of this section. You know? I mean, clearly it's building a curve. Now you have a nice reclaim up, but it could continue to shove low. There's a reclaim up. But it's like, dude, the RR on shit like that is terrible. I'll be right back. And it's already the end of the fucking day. But that's the thing though, man. It's slowed down enough that the reclaims can be fucking hits. Whereas, like, if it was faster, they become almost impossible. I think it needs to still hit up higher. Like so. There's a top tick and there's a slight reclaim down. But now it's gonna reclaim up. This could be okay. This could be an A hand, honestly. Nah, see that stall though? And there's a reclaim right up here above me, which it's gonna shove. Now I'm in the middle of this micro range, which is not a good posture to be in. But it has a clean top tick. It's 244. It's still, see, it's just floating here. This is bad. There you go. And then you have a reclaim here if it can hit that, but it's just the way it cycles, man. It's very difficult to time it. That is a clean top tick though, but and most of the chopping is below, so it could go, but there's too much drama. You do have a liquidity zone on 30, which is causing issues. And then this is where it gets ugly for me. It needs to puke this zone. There's a puke. No, it's not even puking that. There we go. It hit that reclaim. It's going to probably... Now there's a reclaim above. If it can second leg down, which it just did, now there's the high probability of it actually working.
Single trading day because I am now a 7-figure trader.
And to the other side at that. Now it could mid-roll here. So it could mid-roll. So the trade very well could come back and break out. So at this point, the EV of the fucking bullshit shifted. And it's coming back and pinning this motherfucking section. And you have reclaim. But you have a reclaim above and below, so that would be a really fucked area to trade. See, and it took that reclaim. Now it could pivot it, and it could hit here.
Every single trading day because I am now a 7-figure.
There it hits. Now it could. There's a smaller reclaim down there, but obviously there's a point where it does get random.
Every single trading day because I am now a 7-figure.
That's a lot of selling, which is good to see. But when you see that much mid-selling, these offers are kind of weak at the same time. Somebody's baiting it, and they pulled the bait. So she's obviously stair-stepping up, so it's not finding sellers for shit. I mean, the timing on that was pretty solid. Like, that was really it. But at the same time, the price action going with it isn't ideal. Like, this isn't ideal. Just using a reclaim to get into it. Now you got too much fucking buying here. You have the reclaim up. There's a slight reclaim right there. There it goes. They take it. That's a big reclaim, so it could cycle that. So they could cycle that. Now, if it gets stuck here and its second leg's down, that's great. So it's not cycling the full entirety of it. So there's a higher probability of it hitting 2750. Let's see it hit the 27. There it is. But now you have a smaller reclaim right there, which it hits. See how it ping-pongs and it pivots and you have to fit that. You got to fit that bullshit. Like these reclaims happen in very high volatility environment. This is a relatively high volatility environment. But if the market is moving too fast, they become almost. They're valid, but they're kind of useless at the same time. Like there's a sweet spot for the reclaiming, and this would probably be it, because it's choppy and slow enough, but it's still quick. That's where the reclaims are sort of working better, and you can time it in this fucked environment. Now let's look at the higher time frame. So I should be able to get something here. And then there's a bigger reclaim right in that section. But it couldn't mid-roll here. I mean, that's a high probability of a mid-roll. And it's 248. So once 250 hits, it's probably going to just whack around. But you do have this here. So there's a higher time frame reclaim, which these play out all the fucking time. If you look at this 10-minute chart, look at this big reclaim, and then it takes it back. You know what I'm saying? All that giant reclaim, and then it takes it back. Big-ass reclaim takes it back. So this would be an okay reclaim to attempt to play, but you got to be cutting it when it gets close. But at the same time, it could bottom tick this bullshit. So, and it's 249, and it's close to the entry, so this is where you end up getting fucking whacked. So how many seconds do we have on that? If it drifts lower, that's great. 30 seconds. It's drifting too much to the top side. See, and it's pressing here. We got like 10 seconds. If this can shove low, that would be great. 5. No. Blow it out. Most likely. Yep, there you go. There's the stop. Do the slips too. So I feel if this trade was later now it comes back in. Look how big that reclaim is up. It's probably not gonna take the full thing. This is mean reverting. But I wouldn't see like when it's hyper volatile like this, it becomes to where like it becomes too much to deal with. Like you have so much on the upside now. Like you probably nail it. But then again, this is mean reverting, so that's not a good attempt. But yeah, see. It could hit that reclaim up. That's all it is giving though. That's not super solid. There's quite a bit on the upside. She's digging, which is nice. There's more of a pop on the upside. It needs to be pulled right there. See, that trade should have been pulled at 250, but I mean, we're fucking dicking around, so. You know, I do believe that that was an A hand, but it just happened too late in the fucking day. It just happened way too fucking late in the fucking day. See, it's obviously chopping substantially. And it's in the moon, so, I mean, I'd like to see it flush up a bit. I mean, theoretically, we don't raid the last 10 minutes. Bottom 2. It's not volatile. It's not really offering reclaims either. The problem is the more it spends time down here, the less appetizing something up there would be. It'd be nice to see it puke hard up, because then you can use a reclaim to assist the trade back in. See, look at that hard flush down right there. There's a reclaim, so hypothetically it could bump, like so. And really taking it right about there would be ideal. Of course, you ain't gonna get fucking filled on it. So. There's a reclaim up. See how bad it's shoving low? All that needs to most likely get filled on the upside, so you can attempt to take it. Well, that was a bad hit. And that offer is blocking it. And structurally, this is a terrible spot, too, but yeah, she's not giving it up. See, not all of them go. Now it's cycling lower. There could be a slight bump up. There's that bump. But it instantly comes back in, and that's why they're so dangerous. Because sometimes it'll bump them and bump back so fucking fast that you don't have time to react. It's too much risk to play these. It's better when they're high, like bigger, where you use the smaller ones to assist into a bigger pitcher setup. But just try, yeah, you could play these little guys, but it's honestly you can get fucked hard. And also, what is it? Where does it fit into the range? How does it fit in profile structure too? Since ever so slightly reclaiming. See, reclaim back, down, up. Now there could be a slight reclaim down, but you wouldn't want to hit that reclaim down because the mean is here. And then there's a slight reclaim up. This one needs to get filled down here. That's now it bumps. There's another one up. Too much. It can be timed. Obviously, I would have wanted this short, so like trying to bump this to the higher time frame is not a good idea. Reclaim down. This is where you get in trouble because you're fading a higher time frame. So she's cycling lower too, so this is trouble. Taking for the 2. Now she's getting violent to the point where it might have a slight bump up. Right there. But then it can chain react. Let's see if it chain reacts. It doesn't. Nope, there's a chain react. Maybe higher probability right now. But it's not going, so that EV shifted hard. It double popped right there. Bump back. And then there it is, right here. So can't fucking get into it for shit. And then the problem is, like, I chased it into a smaller reclaim. There's a higher, bigger time frame one. But that's all it has on it. That's all it could have on it. So you pick up the tick. Because that had a consolidation there. And then it spent a lot of time chopping here, so that's like a micro profile that it is mean reverted. So, like, timing it is not easy. So most of the mean is up there, so that's a big one right there. You wouldn't want to, that's why you don't chase that bullshit. You let it come at least to this section. So like right here maybe, but I wouldn't wait for it and catch it because that could be a little suicidal. So pull it and then just let it, see how bad the dump is. That's okay for an attempt. See, there you go, free peak. See, you gotta let that reclaim get... This could be okay. See, now it's already churning on me because this price action is so random. And then now we're getting in trouble. Now we're in trouble. It has no reclaims on the other end, so it could blow out either direction quickly. And it decided to do it on the low end. So it reclaims back to me. Reclaim up, it could come right back, but if it pins, yep, see, there's the comeback. See, it's too difficult. It's not worth it unless it's meshing into a higher time frame. Let's see if it bumps down. There's a nice little one right here, but it only offers a tick, and you got a high node to assist it. There's a free peak. There's a high node assisting it. But like, look, that's it. That's all I get. See, and then too much risk. And there you go. We don't get a fucking break even. There's the break even. And the volatility is shit too. Like, it's still getting stuck in these 6 tick ranges or whatever. And this is what I don't like about this environment, is because you overfight for shit. And it has to be at a very critical area. Look at that bullshit. Huge reclaim up, but that's gonna most likely second leg, so there's a bit of a like, you don't chase that bullshit. Also, this is terrible volume because it's the fucking close. Reclaim down, but you have a reclaim up and a reclaim down, so this is a 50-50 shot. Slips are right here, so it has a few slips in this section at this point. Top tick, big reclaim up still, so it could reclaim up to this section here. There's that reclaim on that section. Look for the slight slips, slight slipping. There's a slip down, but I'm gonna get fucked here. Here we go. Through the reclaim low, and then reclaim back in. Could it second leg this other reclaim? There might be. There's a second reclaim, hit, and then flat. But what's nice? But what was nice about that though is like now it's actually fucking moving. It's not doing this bullshit where it's fucking sticking and shit. So it's amazing how shifting to reclaims just makes it better in this specific fucking environment. Now it's too much. Now you're getting too much bullshit. See how fast it is? It's all reclaim at this point, so this is a great case study, actually. This is a very good case study. See, this is all reclaimed, and it could go either direction because you have it on both ends. This is where you get really fucked up. This is where the reclaim sucks. Because now when it moves like this is where the reclaim. Now there's a bit of sticking here, which is okay. A bit of a reclaim on the top. It could be taken in. Oh. But this is where it can get very ugly. If it can press that, I'm in the money. In the money. But then it comes right back, and it comes back so fucking fast. And it's not really necessarily order flow oriented at that point. Look, reclaim up. See the reclaim up? Reclaim down. Nope, it won't give it. But you have a bigger reclaim up here. There's the fucking hit. High probability of an actual rotation down, but now I can't get the motherfucker. See, and then you get the risk of double fills. Now it should puke. Fucking flat it, because it's not going. It needs to hit that bullshit. I mean, this is like on the, like, it is getting tighter, so they are a little easier to hit. But then you got to look at the higher time frame. What is that telling us? Well, that's telling us that there's some fucking wacky shit going on. It makes no sense, so. Reclaim up, right there, and then potential roll right here for a hit down. There's a hit down, but then it's stuck in the middle. So this is no good. So it's interesting to see when this profile works and doesn't work. It doesn't work very good when the environment is reclaiming. Let's see if it bumps. She's so tight. Let's see if she bumps. There's a good reclaim. And then look, slight bump up. Too late on that entry. Cancel it. Just like watching the momentum on the bar. That's the trick with these fucking things. Now she's getting stuck, so there's a chance it could rail the lows, but you gotta fucking wait for just that right fucking opportunity. There's too much reclaim on the top, so it's too high risk. It's gotta get jammed, so it hits that reclaim up, so that's good. So it, oh, and now it's running. Now it's not a good probable. Let's see if it gets stuck here. Slight reclaim low. And now it has it on the upside, so it could flick up. So now it could flick up. There's a flick up. Now you kind of want it on the low end. See that flick down? Now it could just flick up just as easy. So it could just flick up just as easy as it did down. It's not like, watch. Oh, it gets, so it top ticked right there. but just watching these bars. But there's a reclaim up. See if it takes advantage of it. It doesn't. There it goes. There. Now it got filled. Now if it gets stuck here, which it is, we can attempt it. I don't like baiting a high like that though. There's my free peak. Reclaim to here, and that's all I get. Now we could second leg. It's starting to snap up. Let's see if we get it. We'll pull it there. There you go. Like just timing that reclaim out. It's like at some point it's about just reading that price action. It's not even the fucking order flows. Like, yeah, the order flow does matter, but you need to look for some pinning. Like once we started playing the reclaims, I definitely fucking turned shit around for sure. Let's see how bad we did on that drill account. Probably fucking horrific. Yeah, we came in at a max drawdown of 6,900 with a P&L of -5,000, which I mean I did scale up at some point. But if we fucking look at the last trades, the last 1, 2, 3, we did take a few. No, wait, 2, 3, 4. So the last 4 trades were win, break even, minus 100, break even, win, win. And about that many trades in, we started switching to the reclaims. Again, that's a demo for that bullshit. Like on the actual account, we pulled 1,800, 3,750 on 20 trades. This month is a 41 win rate, which is very solid. We're up 22,000, which is great. On like 300 something fucking trades. So, well, we're gonna still use a micro profile. Obviously, we need to know, like, yeah, ooh, it works in the morning, right? But when does it not work? Just like reclaims and slips and gap jumps. Right? When the fuck does it not fucking work? Like completes? When the fuck are complete? We didn't even barely track completes. You see how the reclaim worked though, Slim? Did you see how like... Yeah, man, that's when like you can really... But, and also it gave me like... But the problem is like you gotta hit good ones. You can't hit really... anywhere, and at some point that's what needs to be leveraged. Now I did get fucked up when I tried to scale 8 lots at, where was it? When we started fading here, that's when I got. But the problem was I wasn't leaning on the reclaims. That I believe when I was shorting those, I had a reclaim behind me, if that makes sense. I didn't even record that, otherwise we'd look at it. I believe I had a reclaim behind me when I was banging those. So, but so at that point on the 3 second, I don't know if you can do this, Slim, but if you could get your bars to get these little black lines per tick, that kind of helps you identify exactly what tick it's at. And also what I like is see how that bar floats and then it snaps. Watch. See how that red bar is floating and then it snaps in, floats. Snaps in, floats. Snaps in. It does that every 3 seconds because it's a 3 second chart. And what I love is it's pulling it so it isolates it so it's easier to identify. Reclaims essentially being filled. And then you got the black lines that separate each row. So really bad performance on my behalf attempting to use this, and then obviously we were trading entirely terrible fucking sections as well. I don't regret attempting the fight there, but I wasn't hitting the reclaims. But once we switched to just trading pure reclaims, then it became a different game at that point. But now, see, when you're getting stuck in these 4 ticker sections, like, let's see if we can really, like, look at the way the volatility was, you know. That's big volatility, you can see, and that's when the reclaim becomes more difficult. Because it's going to be snapping so fast on both ends that if you hit it in the wrong spot, it'll go either way and it'll 50-50 shot that you need to let it tighten. Let's keep looking at it. But like these sections are terrible. Like look, you get a reclaim up and then it starts hitting it down. But where was a consolidation? Like see how these bars consolidated right here before the reclaim shot? Typically that's where it'll pull back to. And if it gets close to that, then I'm gonna attempt to pull it or some bullshit. But this is overly choppy that this is not a good environment. Like, let's see, look, reclaim in, reclaim back immediately. So you would, yes, it's getting stuck here, but then you can anticipate it to pop up. But notice where it starts to get stuck, where it previously was chopping or went. It's kind of good to actually scroll through this and just kind of look at it all. Reclaim down. Another reclaim down. Chop, chop. Reclaim up. Reclaim down. So that reclaim got filled, but this green bar that you can barely see reclaimed up, and that immediately got slapped back. And then obviously reclaim up out of this micro chop, and then it starts holding, and then but there's no bottom tick to give you any bullshit. Like there's not, the reclaims at some point are shit. So like when are they good? And just shifting gears, obviously he blew out hard right there. See, and you can't anticipate every reclaim filling. See how this one didn't go back all the way? Like if I try to hit into that and it goes like that and it immediately starts coming back, that's when you would want to pull it, because theoretically it should be filling up that section. Yeah, Auction Vista is, in my opinion, and the way it separates the bars with the little black line. Then Q is nothing but reclaims. We can always look at that in the future. But I do need to spend more time with the standalone profile. Oops. Because it does work in a specific type of condition, but like what is that? You know what I mean? Like what is that condition? We'll just kind of backtrack in hindsight all the reclaims. What the fuck is all that shit? Oh, the fucking little chairs in the chairs. Well, what I'll do is we can pull up NQ and kind of look at that as well, and just, oh yeah, let's keep going back. But it has to be. You can't fucking. That's the problem. Is when you start to learn how to use these, you're no longer paying attention to other shit. You see what I'm saying? That's the problem I'm having with this. And then also, what you guys are seeing here is where my Sierra charts is, so I can no longer see Sierra charts. And unfortunately, that just pulls out so much context. But again, we're just trying to be aggressive with it and figure out where is its strengths and weaknesses. But when you have, that's like, there's a couple of conditions. This is why I like cutting the tape. When you have a lot of retail, but no mid, and the market is volatile, that is terrible. Terrible order flow conditions. Because it starts to do this bullshit, and that's where I guess the reclaims start kicking in. Like, I want a healthy mix of both. Because the reason they're making the retail so high with volatility is because the bid offers are weak. And then sometimes you'll see a 22 or 24 lot bump in, and then it pops 3 ticks or 4 ticks as soon as that comes in. So these fucking goddamn bigger traders, they got to cut all their shit up. And that's because nobody's willing to provide any fucking liquidity. That the market makers are fucking scared shitless. So that's a very challenging environment, because then the problem is you're still having the issues of low volume where you can get trapped where it doesn't fill, and then it's so hard to find momentum. That if you're wrong, it often is blowing against you incredibly hard. And obviously, we've seen what that leads to with the demo account. This is like a great case study of like, well, I was trying to leverage that bullshit. But what I'm noticing is when you have a healthy mix of mids hitting and it's not fucking flipping out, these profiles obviously build better. Like, you could see how they look like shit. You were getting volatility, but they weren't building that nice shape in certain sections. And that's because there's not enough mids coming in, and it's all this cut up shit. And this is a very, yes, it's volatile chop, but it's a very tough volatile chop. You can lean on some of those reclaims, but it's important to lean on the better ones. But I mean, look how brutally choppy this channel is. You're talking 1, 2, 3. That's 18 fucking ticks, man. Like, that's nothing. And you're gonna get fucked in that environment unless you're running very tremendous stops. And if you're running that big of a stop, you better be fucking nailing a higher time frame fucking area. I can't afford to find out if something like that is working, and then it's cycling like that. It makes for clean entries to be a problem. Look, you gotta puke. Second leg down, instantly reclaiming. And then it fucking, this red bar is a quick reclaim down. Like, some of these, there's reclaims in here you're not seeing because like the bars are so stacked together that you're probably only seeing the ones that are not stacked in. But if you look in here, there's a tall red bar right on that yellow line. So it puked very quickly, and then it reclaimed back up, and then it built that right where the consolidation was. Then it reclaims back in. Not really any good bumps. Fills that bullshit in. Puke up. That's the thing, you gotta look at the stacked bars too. How do those fucking perform? Big reclaim, instantly takes it back. Same thing with on this bullshit. I didn't trade. This is the one morning I did not. Oh shit. This is the one morning I didn't trade. I traded every morning last week, but this one. That puke right there, look how it got completely taken back. Because it's all reclaimed. When they're like that intense on a higher time frame, it just takes it back. Obviously this exists. We should probably mark that. Where was it? See, this one gets taken back, but see how it soft rolls through it? It definitely takes it back, but where's that one? I thought I saw a good one. This reclaim got whacked back. That's what happened here. But the higher time frame ones are a little fucking more difficult. You have a little bit left in there, so I don't know if that's worthy enough to really be looking at. I need to go here to see it consolidates right there is where the other bar is, but those are 10-minute bars. So it could actually be, that could probably not be good. Just continue to kind of look at it. Puke down, but it consolidates right there where it pukes, and then it reclaims right where that consolidation is. There's a reclaim, but then it kind of pauses, and then it somewhat second legs up. These things are really hard to look at after the fact. It's much easier to see it because like how fast did it go through there? That also matters because if it just kind of printed down slowly, I mean you can't really look at those without recording the actual footage. Look at that fucking bullshit right there, man. And then it takes it right the fuck back. But now, now we're in this little bullshit chop where this is equally as difficult. Where it's like this 4-tick bullshit, and now you got nothing. You could probably lean on some slips or some bullshit. Let's see if we can reset that. Yeah, the market's done, so this is by far the worst shit. What are you talking about, Peter? You need to fucking give me a specific... Is that a 3-second chart? Oh, it's the auction vista. Yeah, but the difference between what you're looking at, Peter, and what I have is these bars are they get pulled out every 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Then they snap in. 1, 2, 3. Snap. Like, hold on, I'll change the interval up. Okay, here's 10 seconds. So notice how this bar is hovering. Then it snaps in. So see how this bar is hovering and is not next to the other bars? It's going to stay isolated for 10 seconds, and then it goes in 1, 100, 2, 100, 3, 100, 4, 100, 5, 100, 6, 100, 7, 100, 8, 100, 9, 100, 10, 100, snap. That helps when it pulls it away from the cluster. And then having these little black lines help. And then you have this dotted line that shows you what got hit, the bid or the offer. So there's this little dotted line that also kind of helps you understand what's going on. So just those little nuancy things, like there's these little tiny black lines that separate every tick. Whereas on your Sierra, they're not separated. So that makes it difficult to kind of track what tick we're on. Like the little horizontal lines, and then the hovering and then the snapping helps, in my opinion. That's kind of where take it back to a 3. Do you like so watch, so the last thing to have hit, hold on if it does it. Like this little yellow dotted line kind of shows you what's getting hit, bid or offer, and it kind of like assists your eyeballs into seeing. Actually, no, I think it shows you where the spread is. Yeah, it's showing you exactly where the spread is. So this yellow line is showing you where the bid offer means. If it's below here, then the bid offer spread is below that green line. If it's up here, then the bid offer is right in there. So this kind of helps you visually. That little yellow dotted line helps you identify where the spread is. Yeah, and notice how the yellow dotted line stays behind. Like, it shows you where that bar closed and where the spread offer closed at that time. And just that little detail just helps. And then I love how the little areas have black lines. Cosmo better pay attention to the settings. 3, 4, 10, 4, 10. 3, 4, 10, 4, 10. What this blue red bar is, I think that's showing you if it was a market order or a sell order that hit. See how it goes blue-red? I don't really pay attention to that. So yeah, I can't do Sierra charts. It's just for the DOM. It's just this is what I know. But there's a point where the order flow is perfect, where you have good mids and good retail, and the market has volatility to it. And when that happens, like the price action has more of a solid feel to it. It feels like you're running on solid ground, whereas the way it was trading this afternoon, it feels like you're trying to run through fucking mud almost. Let me look at that question. I remember you posting it earlier. And SCI I have Days VP, which is number 1. Okay. Number 2 is current traded total volume, which I can clear with the hot key. Oh, I see. But it has no VPOC or VA, value area or VPOC. That's fine. Who gives a shit? You can kind of identify where, like there's a curve right here, right? Well, it doesn't look like a curve anymore, but I know roughly right here is first standard deviation. You know what I'm saying? Like, right here, I know that that's roughly first deviation in that section. You don't really need that. Since you talk about unfinished auctions, you can show an SC. The yellow spot's the only downside it shows for all the bars. Oh, I see. We weren't really tracking those today either. This is when I think the unfinished auction actually has a better advantage, is when the market starts to slow down. The problem is in those high volatility environment, like when the market is ripping hard and the bid offers are clearly weaker, it starts to show too many completes and then they become nonsense. That for me, it seems like this type of environment it's in now is where it kind of works a little better. Obviously, we weren't tracking them because I'm staring at this. The problem with staring at this is I'm trying to introduce a new tool. I see what you're saying with the yellow bars, by the way. The problem with introducing a new tool is you got to learn it, and then you got to learn how to integrate it, and then you got to get good with it to where it's no longer taking up so much focus, and then it has to fit into the system, if that makes sense. So like, you know, we'll probably tick drill for the rest of the week. Well, not in the mornings. I'm gonna trade the mornings, but just like the first 30 minutes are just the best time to trade. But like, you know, if you introduce tape, right? Well, that you don't understand that tool, so you got to sit there and learn it. When does it work? When does it not work? In order to do that, you need to figure out. You need to a shitload of screen time and market conditions, right? And then you introduce the DOM. When does this work? And then when does it not work? Because the DOM definitely has points in time where it just is kind of. Yes, it needs to. I mean, you're executing on it. For me, it works in every environment, but there's a point in time where those inner columns are really good, and then there's a point in time when the inner columns aren't good. Okay, now we fucking combine the DOM and tape. So like DOM and tape. So like we gotta get comfortable with this tape, and then we gotta get comfortable with the DOM, right? And then now we gotta try to put them both together, and then putting them together, then what worked over here may not work with the DOM. You know, and what doesn't work here may actually work with the tape, and then we got to figure out what are the strength and weaknesses when they're both combined, and then when does the combination work, and when does the combination not work, and when the specific environment shift, do I need to start to look at the tape more? And then when the fucking environment shifts, do I need to look at the DOM a little bit more? You know, and then at some point, you introduce other shit like fucking reclaims, and then you got to figure that out. When do you use these motherfuckers? When does that work? When it doesn't work? How the fuck does that complement with this bullshit over here? When do you use reclaims? When do you not use reclaims? And now we've introduced a second fucking profile, and now I got to get comfortable with it, and then I got to figure out when to use it, when not to use it. And all it is it's allowing me. So the reason for the second bullshit is like to take advantage of micro ranges. So like I understand micro ranges relatively well, right? But there's a whole bunch of techniques that fit into micro ranges, right? You have completes. When the fuck do they work? When do they not work? You have reclaims. How do we use that? You have slips. You have top ticks and bottom ticks. And these are all little techniques that I've spent a fuckload of time to use to leverage myself into the micro range. So all of these are super small time frame. So small time frame, and this is a slightly bigger time frame. But the problem with the micro ranges is we're clearing the inside columns, right? There's other techniques that come off of it, right? The DOM, inside columns, when does that work? When does that not work? We're also using that to time shit. The tape. Right? That's always being used. That's also a small time frame. I would argue to say that the techniques on the right side of this line right here are price action techniques. But how do those price action techniques work with the tape and DOM? And then the thing is, like, since I clear the inside column on the DOM all the time because there's specific techniques with doing that, right? It allows me to, by clearing the inside of the DOM, well, that allows me to track completes and incompletes, right? Clearing that allows me to see the order flow for slips, and it allows for timing easier. And then but the problem is when you're clearing the inside column, there's a micro auction. The micro range is a micro auction. The micro range is a bell curve, right? Point of control, first deviation, and then your low nodes, third deviation, you know? So, right? But the problem is I'm clearing the inside column, so by leveraging clearing the profile, now I might have a better visual representation of what that micro range auction is looking like. Does it have is the VPOC technically down there? Is it more balanced? Is it more P-shaped? Is it doing a small double distribution? But the problem is the aggressive clearing of the DOM inside columns is taking that away. And my thinking is by introducing the curve, it will assist the micro range. But to be fair, this afternoon there really wasn't any solid micro ranges either. To be fair, so it's just, and then this is all the bag of tricks. I mean, this is the bag of tricks, man. The bag of tricks. So how do we? All these things have strengths and weaknesses, and all these things complement other things under specific environments. Certain things work with certain things in a specific environment, then it stops working with that other thing in a specific environment, but that one thing that was working could still work. So for instance, let's label what we have, right? Let's actually use this. And this is why this is so fucking stupidly hard. So like, let's take it. We got completes. We have actually, let's do it on the spreadsheet. Let's actually do it on the spreadsheet. No, we'll do it right here because I'm lazy. So we got complete. We have reclaims, and if a reclaim keeps reclaiming, then it naturally becomes a slip. And then once you get a slip, so a slip is an evolution of a reclaim, and then you have top tick and bottom tick, right? And then you have, what else do we have? You know, you have your inside column dom inside column, right? And then you have tape, and then you have, you know, micro ranges, right? So like, completes can work. For instance, the complete could work in like you know, this could work in so I'll do three things: low, medium, and high for the volatility, not necessarily the volume. So it seems to work better in these two environments, whereas high, it's shit. The reclaim works way better in mid to high. The slip works better in mid to high. The top tick, bottom tick, that's a tough one. It tends to overshoot in high, so I would probably say lower to medium is good. The inside column, when I'm leveraging the inside column, that's more of a mid technique. Tape is interesting because it doesn't work very well in high, but there is a point in time where you can use it in high. Here, I'll show an example of the mid. So we'll use mid on that. Micro ranges, I would probably argue to say it does work in every environment. So for instance, but that's the thing, the environment is shifting all the time. So let's say we got some mid volatility. So what techniques work in that? Pretty much everything. But then it fucking slows the fuck down right here. Well, if it slows down, what's gonna work in there? And it's like ultra shit. Well, then anything with an M stops working. in that section, so I gotta fucking like disconnect from it, and then all of a sudden it starts banging out really hard, super fucking hard, FOMC or news. Well, what's gonna work in that section? Well, these two things, and then this. But your micro ranges tend to overshoot in high. So it's like a constant, as the market is doing its thing, it's constantly shifting from one technique to the next, and then it slows the fuck down. It gets all choppy and shit. And when the volatility is super fast, super high, I can't trade it because it's on the outside of my sweet spot. You know, I have a sweet spot, which is here. This is high volatility, this is low. And I can perform in a wide range of that, but at some point it becomes too much, and it can be too fucking fast. But then I look for these pockets where it starts to chop, and when it slows down just enough, we can start to use our techniques again. And it's a constant shifting, and now I'm trying to add something else to the bag of tricks to help track the micro range, which complements it. Everything kind of complements one each other. They all fit together. Like all the techniques fit together.
That I have consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a 7-figure trader, and that's what it is.
What the fuck?
I am
Oh, the
happy
pen is on
and
the thing.
grateful that I have consistently journaled and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a 7-figure
So like
trader.
when does a micro
I am
range work?
happy and
Does it
grateful that
need
I
to
have
mesh up with
consistently
an
journaled
RTH
and
session
tagged my
profile?
trades every single
But in the
trading
end,
day
this stuff is
because I am
pretty
now a
fucking
7-figure
useless
trader,
if you're
and that's
not
what it took.
if you're not timing it on the higher
Grateful that I
time
have
frame.
consistently journaled and tagged my trades
Like all that
every
shit
single
is
trading day
pretty
because I
useless
am
if you're
now a
trading
7-figure
here
trader, and that's what
or
it
right
took.
in the
I
fucking
am
middle
happy
here. It
and
becomes
grateful that I have
pretty shit
consistently
because
journaled and
you do want
tagged
the
my
higher time
trades
frame to
every single
assist it.
trading day because I am
So
now
hitting
a
a
7-figure
range on a
trader,
higher
and that's
time
what it
frame,
took.
like
I am
attempting the short
happy
here,
and
yeah,
grateful
blew
that
up
I
and
have
out.
consistently
I could have
journaled
handled that
and
a lot
tagged my
differently.
trades every single trading day because I am now a 7-figure trader.
But as the
and that's
day
what it took.
spans,
I am
as the day
happy and
continues, it
grateful
gets
that I have
choppier and choppier, and then
consistently
it starts to
journaled and
multi-cycle,
tagged
and
my
then it
trades
becomes really
every single
difficult.
trading day
Like the
because I
initial
am now a
goes are a lot
7-figure
easier.
trader,
It
and
doesn't
that's
look
what it
that
took.
way, but
I am happy
I
and
did pretty
grateful
good in
that
the
I have
morning.
consistently journaled
Um,
and tagged my trades every single trading day
but it
because
was just
I am
it
now
was
a
simply
7-figure
easier,
trader,
and
and that's what
then
it took. I am
obviously she
happy and
continued down.
grateful that I have
But
consistently
once it starts to
journaled
continue
and
to
tagged
cycle
my
this
trades
original
every
price
single
action where
trading
it's
day
overlapping,
because I am
it
now
starts
a
to become more
7-figure trader,
difficult
and that's what it took.
because
I am
the
happy
chopping
and
starts to get
grateful that I have
more
consistently
random.
journaled and tagged my trades
Whereas on the
every single
open, the
trading
price
day
is
because I
definitely
am
doing
now a
price
7-figure
discovery
trader,
when it's
and that's
going
what it
through
took. I am happy
price
and
discovery,
grateful
where
that I
it's
have
attempting to find
consistently
value.
journaled
Those
and
first
tagged my
initial
trades
attempts are
every
really
single trading
solid.
day
Like,
because
for
I am now
example,
a 7-figure trader, and
during
that's what it
this
took.
afternoon
I am
stream,
happy and
I
grateful that I
started to
have
long
consistently journaled and tagged
this
my
section
trades every single trading
in
day
here, and I
because I
wasn't
am now
having
a
very
7-figure
many
trader,
issues.
and
Like, I
that's what
was
it
able
took.
to pick up a
I
few
am
ticks,
happy
break
and
evens, and I
grateful
wasn't
that I have
having problems with the
consistently
trade
journaled
necessarily
and tagged my trades
stopping
every
me
single
out or
trading
coming
day
back.
because I am now a
Because as it
7-figure
blew
trader, and that's what it
up
took.
and out of
I
this
am
little
happy
range,
and
that's the
grateful
first
that I
time
have
it's kind of going through that
consistently
section.
journaled
But as it
and
starts to
tagged
chop
my
more and
trades
more,
every
then
single trading day
it's no
because
longer
I am
good.
now a 7-figure trader,
So
and
it's
that's
like
what it took. I am
the
happy
initial
and
plays
grateful that I have
of a
consistently
value zone
journaled
being
and
established are
tagged
the
my trades
better
every
plays
single
because you get
trading
bigger
day because I
swings
am now a
because it's
7-figure
attempting
trader,
to find
and that's
value.
what
And
it
if you
took.
can
I am
identify
happy and grateful that I have
where that is,
consistently
it's just
journaled
easier. But as
and
it
tagged
cycles
my
the
trades
value
every
zone
single
more and
trading
more
day
with more and more
because I am
chopping, it
now a
starts to become
7-figure
more
trader,
random.
and that's what it
The
took.
chopping becomes
I am
tighter. The
happy
pivots
and
become
grateful that
harder
I
to
have consistently
figure
journaled
out.
and tagged my
Um,
trades every single trading day
but
because I
yeah,
am
just
now a
trying to
7-figure
introduce
trader,
we just got a 40 lot that
happy
completed
and
at
grateful that I have consistently journaled
61.75.
and tagged my trades every single trading day because I am now a
But
7-figure trader, and that's
introducing
what it took.
another
I am happy
profile is
and grateful
certainly
that I have
going to
consistently
split
journaled and tagged my trades every single trading
focus.
day because I am now a
What I think I might do though is I'm gonna program some X keys real quick and then step out. Because I'm fucking clearing. I'm clearing. Hold on real quick. A problem I'm noticing is when I clear this profile right here, like such, then I'm clearing these prior established value zones from the prior micro chopping, and I don't want to do that. So what I think I'm going to do is start to alternate the two profiles tomorrow. So when one profile blows out, I'll fucking clear. I'll clear one side and then the other side will stay, so I have that prior value zone still on deck. Because I'm losing that bullshit. Google what you want plus your the better, isn't it better to draw custom VP on your Assyria chart? Micro ranges, no. No, it's not. Because ultimately I'm executing here. And I want everything, I don't want to be looking at two different screens. I would like to fucking continue. And it's just easier to hit a hotkey than draw. Than for me to continue to drag and drop and draw. And then it starts to overlay the price action where this is just cleaner. Not be enough time. Did you use Nadro stuff for your HTF? Kinda, yes, but I don't use TPO, where Nadro is mostly TPO. Why don't you use the current bid ass volume? That resets itself and clears it by hand. There's a technique behind clearing it by hand. Because all this is old order flow. Why does that 224 matter anymore? What does that 18 matter anymore? It doesn't. So why do I need to see it? And why do I need to wait for a timer to come in? So I'll clear it by hand. And then it allows me to see micro complete, so only a 4-lot trade there. And then nothing's trading here. 25 lot. Now they're willing to press it here. So clear it, because those are old orders. Those orders ain't gonna move it. Only a 32 lot printed here. And if I see blue numbers come here, then the offer briefly got hit and it pushed up. There's a bunch of techniques in there. And then as those numbers start to stack up, I can't fucking read it anymore. Was that from the last test or was it not? Obviously it's heavier down here and nobody's hitting this shit. So clear it. How aggressive? See, it's getting hit more aggressive here. Now it's stopped. Now it's getting hit aggressive there. I mean, it obviously isn't going to work that good in this bullshit. This is atrocious. Why you? So 1 lot came in and just completed up there. Nobody was willing to hit it. So there's a higher... yeah, we're still on the fucking tick drill. So there's a better probability of going short because of that. Obviously, you can't get the fuck out in this environment. This is absolute shit. But there you go. It just completed up there. A 1 lot traded. If that's clearing automatically, I would have never known that little bump was on a one lot. Because it would have been all stacked up, and there could have been fucking a couple hundred from here and there and then whatever. And it just allows us the aggression, because old market orders don't matter. That 11 lot doesn't matter. That 37 lot doesn't matter. So why do I need to see it to make a decision? They ain't gonna do shit. They're already there. They ain't gonna move it. They ain't gonna do nothing to prevent the offer from coming up. See, it's 5 by 9, 10. See that blue number? That means there was briefly a fucking offer, and it got cleared, and they weren't willing to hit lower. And that's an incomplete as well, too. Now it's 5 by 3, 1. But it's coming in heavy. Let's see if they continue to hit it. They are hitting it. Probably can hit it and then go for that. Oh, well, then you get fucked up because it's the Globex session. See, this is where you really get... I don't know why you guys trade fucking Globex, because this is... You can't get the fuck out of the trade. This is a prime example of being fucking trapped. Well, you can't get the fuck out of this. Can't even get out for a fucking 2-tick loss. See? Fucking volatility, and it's still in the demo. I don't know why you guys trade Globex. This is absolutely atrocious, and you're gonna get trapped more. Well, it's definitely not a place to be scalping. But, I mean, look, it's 2-3 tick ranges. That's even worse than what we're normally seeing. Let's see here. Give me a second. This is the strokes to clear that. But that's the thing, man. When you have good volatility, it is far more forgiving. You don't get trapped. It's easier to get out. It's easier for it to overshoot and come back in. Whereas this fucking environment, it gets stuck. Copy this key and stick it over here. Actually, no. This key's not used at all. So we'll actually here. So this is actually Y cursor. This is just X keys. So take this 13. Honestly, I can just drag this down here. Delete these keys. Let's see if it works. So this is like, yeah, so see this is highlighted. Now if I want to clear the profile on the left, we clear it, let it build a bell curve, and then when it breaks that bell curve, I'll probably attempt to clear the one on the right. Oh, that's why it's not working. Okay, well we need to make it work. It's actually bumped up. Devin. Good word. So we clear the left profile. Obviously, everything shut the fuck down for whatever reason. That sucks. Maybe I don't have the hotkey programmed in there. Hold on. Yeah, that's what it is. The shortcut key is different. That makes sense. Interesting. Yep. Let's see. Clear. Volume profile. Yeah, the short keys aren't programmed. Okay. That's cool. Jigsaw allows you to do different shortcut keys for each individual DOMs. I didn't know that. Maybe it doesn't need to go through that stroke. Shift. Yeah. F3A. Shift F3A. Yep. Cool. All right, guys, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I don't see you.